So, Dame Dianne, what was it like getting your damehood?
Well, it was a huge surprise and obviously a great honour. I do feel a bit bad about it because it was for service to the National Lottery and for charity, and I've done a lot of charity work over the years, but I had a great team at the National Lottery and together we did a great job, and this award should be shared by everybody, but yeah, and who would ever think a little girl from Batley would actually end up being Dame Dianne? Amazing, really.
So can you tell me about your time at Camelot?
Yes, I was there for 18 years. Not from the start, the lottery is 20 years old, but I came about 18 months in and was commercial director originally and then CEO for 14 years and had a fantastic time there. The lottery's been far more successful than anybody ever dreamt that it would be, and to date has raised £33 billion for good causes, 22 billion of which was raised on my watch as CEO. So I'm really proud of what we did there.
So were you allowed to buy a ticket when you worked there?
No. I played until I joined. So I actually kept, very naively, I kept my very first ticket for the first draw, thinking that one of these days it might be a collector's item. Little did I know that about 10 million people did the same. But actually now that I retired from Camelot in November, I've started playing again and I have had a £25 win.
So have you got any tips then to get winning numbers then? Any tips?
Absolutely not at all. Just go with your instincts. Well, if you'd have said to me a couple of years ago, what will you do when you retire? I would never have dreamt. I would say I'll own a hotel. But I got some really good advice about retiring because I've been in corporate life for 42 years. And the advice I was given was just work out what you've really enjoyed about work, but also work out the things you haven't enjoyed so much. And I came to the conclusion that what I wanted was to run a business where I was interacting with people all of the time. And at about the same time I got to that conclusion, the George came on the market and the rest is history, as they say. So this is obviously the main hall of the George and is the original. The floor is original from 1670, as is the staircase here. And you may see that it has a slight lean to the left. I'd owned the hotel for 2 weeks when an American lady said to me, "Gee, don't you think you should get your staircase fixed?" And actually we can't. This is it. It's original, so it's staying. And if you just come up the stairs here, and this is the King Charles II room. And in fact, King Charles did actually stay here 3 times during his reign when he visited the Isle of Wight. He was a friend of Sir Robert Holmes, who was the governor of the island, whose private house this was. So King Charles did actually sleep in there 3 times. Well, the original part of the George was actually built as a private house in 1670 for Sir Robert Holmes, who was the then governor of the Isle of Wight. And Sir Robert was responsible for the protection of the island and wanted to be as close to the castle that Henry VIII built as he possibly could. And in fact, the castle is adjoined to the house, or vice versa. The house joins the castle. And so Sir Robert lived here and then his family for another 100 years or so. And then in the 1700s, it became a tavern and has been some sort of hostelry ever since.
Is there a ghost or is it?
I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one at all, and I haven't heard anybody say anything about that, but there is a very warm atmosphere in the George. We were very honoured to host the pre-wedding party for Benedict and Sophie on the Friday evening before their wedding on the Saturday. So yes, there are a lot of celebs around. And I do think we need to put a concerted effort together, all of us who own businesses here on the island, to actually create reasons for people to come out of season. But with people like Destination Yarmouth, the Isle of Wight tourist officers, we are trying to build reasons for people to come. Hi, how are you doing, Chef?
Good, thank you. Guys, one crab, please.
The hurly-burly of London and being the CEO to actually working now on the island, how does that work for you?
It's been quite different, and if I'm totally honest, I haven't got into a really good routine yet, because obviously the weekends here at the George are very busy. So I'm working every weekend, and I haven't yet learned how to have a couple of days off in the week when I'm here on the island and not think I should be in work. That's my northern working class mentality. You know, I feel as though I'm sort of skiving off, really. I need to do that, but yeah, I'm loving it. But I have got one non-exec. I'm on the board of Next, and so that keeps my one foot in the door of being in the corporate life in London.
Wow, that looks nice.
For me personally, well, I am about to have my first grandchild in 7 or 8 weeks, and so I'm not sure what impact on my life that will have. But for now, I'm really loving being down here in Yarmouth and working in the George. It's great. It's everything I hoped it would be.